Why hello there everybody, it's Emma here, your bookish princess. Now we are going to be armchair travelers again today. I have a new lovely bookstore of the world to tell you guys all about. For this new bookstore we are traveling to England. This is one of my favorite bookstore experiences, can I call it that? Because my cousin Becky and I spent just the most delightful morning here. This bookstore is called Topping and Company. They actually have 3 locations in England. They're located in Bath, in St. Andrews up in Scotland, which I think St. Andrews is where William and Kate met when they were at university, so maybe William and Kate went to this bookstore. But the one that my cousin and I visited is in Ely. We originally wanted to go to Ely because Elizabeth Goudge, who is one of my favorite authors, lived there for a while. In her book, The Dean's Watch, the cathedral city is supposed to be based on Ely. So when we were planning our trip, I was like looking, well, what's in Ely other than the cathedral that we would want to do, and this bookstore, Topping and Company, popped up, and I thought, that sounds nice. And then I think one of you guys posted in the comments and were like, you should visit Topping and Company, and then it was like, okay, we have to do this. It exceeded even my high expectations though, because it was so charming. It's on a charming shopping street. Its windows on the upper floors overlook the cathedral towers, and there are like cozy little window seats or even like tables set in the windows so you can sit and relax. From the outside, it's totally adorable. It's got this charming blue front. The booksellers were all so friendly and nice. So as we were walking around, I saw these signs that seemed to make it sound like there was free tea and coffee available. And in fact, I saw some adorable little trays with like teapots and teacups that obviously other people had been using and then had left behind. So I summoned some courage and I asked one of the booksellers about it, and they were so incredibly nice. They were like, oh, would you like tea or coffee? And they had this little like kitchenette area where they made me up a beautiful little tray. It like had like a little cookie, coffee pot, creamer, beautiful like proper polka dotted teacup. So we took our coffee and books and sat overlooking the cathedral towers, and it was just such a blissful morning. I was very good. I could have bought so many books in that bookstore, but I only bought 2. I have them right here. One of them was My Life in Houses by Margaret Forster. I'm pretty sure this was on a table of like bookseller recommendations. It was so fun, and it was so British because we were on a trip to England, and this author talks about all the different houses in England where she's lived throughout her life. One of them is in the Lake District, and we were going to the Lake District, so definitely enjoyed this. And then the other was this beautiful poetry collection, Samuel Taylor Coleridge, poems selected by James Fenton. This is the Faber Nature Poet series. I easily could have bought the entire set. I didn't, sadly, but I did vlog some of them, so you guys are about to see them. My cousin Becky and I went on a trip to England and Ireland last summer. If you've been following my channel, you might have seen a couple of videos here and there from that trip, and you also may have caught my announcement. I recently launched a Patreon campaign. All of the vlogs, there are like 50 of them from our trip. All of those are being uploaded to Patreon for patrons. There are a bunch up right now. There's a new one that goes up every week. I had some of you guys who were curious what would the vlogs look like, so I thought to give you a little sample, I would put one up here on my channel. What you're about to watch is one of the vlogs from the series. If you'd like to see more of the vlogs, or if you've been following my channel for a while and would like to support it, would like to help me make better and more videos, then I hope you will go over to Patreon and check it out and maybe become a patron. If you pledge $5 a month or more, you get access to all of the Emma in England videos. It's been so much fun to connect with all of you patrons over there. Now, without further ado, let's head to Ely for a lovely day at Topping and Company. Look at this place. It's Topping and Company, Booksellers of Ely. I love the blue front. Oh, there's Becky. We found her. Ooh. They have Elizabeth Goudge, at least they have the little white horse here in the gift shop. There's the cathedral. That's so cool. Oh my gosh, you could just sit here and read all day. Or I could anyway. This bookshop is so charming. It has one more floor. In fact, I think they have complimentary coffee and tea upstairs. I found this book so far by Margaret Forster. My Life in Houses. It just looks really cool about all the different houses that they've lived in, and especially as we're passing by all these cool British houses, I thought it'd be a fun one to pick up. I'm sure I'm not done shopping yet, so probably I'll find more. How beautiful are these? Snowdonia. That's up in the north. 50 pounds. Oh my gosh, they're beautiful though. So cool. Oh, these are so gorgeous. I have a feeling I'm gonna end up buying one of these poetry collections. Oh my gosh. This looks so charming. Oh my gosh. You guys, they will bring you complimentary tea or coffee while you peruse your books. I'm just trying to decide which poetry I want. In this little tray with, oh my gosh, how utterly charming is this? I mean, why don't all bookshops do this? Barnes & Noble, you need to up your game, and it needs to be free. It needs to be complimentary, because oh my gosh, Becky and I have found so many books. This is going to be a really dangerous shop. And there's the cathedral right there. This is my favorite bookshop in like the entire world right now. There's even a little cookie to go with your coffee. I'm sorry, I just can't get over how lovely this is.
Delightful tea.
It's so delightful. Becky doesn't drink tea or coffee. I mean, I have to admit, I didn't originally, but then just for the cozy factor, I learned to like tea and coffee. No, when I was studying in Ireland, before I studied in Dublin, I drank tea at like every lunch for a year. It was the terrible Lipton tea from the dining hall, but I was like, I'm going to be drinking tea now, so I'm going to get myself in the habit. And now, well, it's good. See, I'm not like addicted to it or anything, but I do very much enjoy it.
It's by A.E. Houseman from a Shropshire lad. Shropshire lad. Loveliest of trees, the cherry now is hung with bloom along the bough, and stands about the woodland ride, wearing white for Eastertide. Now, of my 80 years and 10, 20 will not come again, and take from 70 springs a score, it only leaves me 50 more. And since to look at things in bloom, 50 springs are little room, about the woodlands I will go, to see the cherry hung with snow.
You guys, these are all Faber nature poets. They're a series, and they're so beautiful. I kind of want all of them. In fact, I think I have, there's Wordsworth is one of them too, and his poems are edited by Seamus Heaney, and I have another volume of Wordsworth that's edited by Seamus Heaney, so I think I already bought that one, so I don't need to buy it in the nice cover, but I totally want one of these. I like Coleridge. I'd never heard of Edward Thomas or John Clare, and Thomas Hardy, I know he did like
Far from the Madding Crowd.
Right, and
Jude the Obscure.
Jude the Obscure, yeah. So I've read some of his books, but I didn't know he wrote poetry. I want all of them. This is a dilemma.
But a good kind of dilemma.
You're right. The struggle is real. The introductions of all these poetry collections are all written by, they're obviously written by people who were really passionate about these poets. So all of them make the poets sound so cool and really make you want to buy them. Like about John Clare, he says that John Clare, this is a quote from John Clare when he was out wandering. I eagerly wandered on and rambled among the firs the whole day till I got out of my knowledge. The very wild flowers and birds seemed to forget me, and I imagined they were the inhabitants of new countries. Like they're foreign people, because he'd wandered far from home, like on his own 2 feet. And there was one in Edward Thomas, too. It was so good. Just the back of the Edward Thomas one is pretty great. This heart, some fraction of me, happily floats through the window, even now to a tree. Almost as soon as I could babble, I babbled of green fields. Look at all the P.G. Wodehouse. And they have these ones, which I've seen on BookTube, and they have Persephone books. Oh my god. Well, that was completely and utterly charming. That was so much fun. Oh my gosh.